All right. Shalom, Lord Christ. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we're having. All right. But today is like it in a minute. Turn this down. All right. Today is the ISPK history class. ISPK Florida history class. Today, I'm teaching about the Maccabean Revolt. The Maccabean Revolt is actually, believe it or not, the beginning, of Hanukkah, when we took back our temple. It was in that time period when they revolted. We're going to read about, Judas Maccabees and his brothers, most definitely his father, Mattathias. He's a man that's responsible for starting the Maccabean Revolt. Okay, but right now I'm gonna get into First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. You got that for me, Kayal?
Khan, sir.
Okay.
First Maccabee 1, verse 1. It happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Maccabean, who came out of the
land. Macedonian.
Macedonian. It's a lot. Macedonian.
Yeah. Macedonian, that's all right word.
Who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes.
Okay. It's so important that my people learn about God holy days and also the days of observance, the days we observe. Okay, the Feast of Hanukkah or the Feast of Dedication is not a day the Lord told us to celebrate. It's a day that our ancestors told us to celebrate. A day of observance. We should remember when we defeated the Greeks. It's so important when we remember we defeated our enemies, because these are the same people that we are going through to war right now today. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not. The Greeks and Romans, the pilgrim, the colonizer, they are their offspring. You know what I'm saying? And if we can remember when we fought their forefathers, remember that we can do it. We can pray to our Lord, pray to our power, serve our power. They can be defeated. It's not hard. We make it hard by joining America, by celebrating Christmas, celebrating Thanksgiving. We make it hard on ourselves because we empower the enemy instead of empowering ourselves. We need to remember the days when we was independent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We need to remember the days that we was on top and we was in rulership. And when we fought back and didn't, bend the knee like a good slave, that's the days we need to remember. But when you celebrate their days, you being a good boy, you being a good slave, you're not even thinking about one day possibly that my people could be on top. You just saying, you can't beat them, join them. That's what you're doing when you celebrate Christmas and the rest of these holidays. Christmas is over with. Our feast day is still going on right now. You see the candles? Our feast day lasts for 8 days. And do you know why? Anybody in the comment section, or you call y'all, whatever, anybody watching, do you know why the Feast of Dedication lasts for 8 days? We're going to read about it in the book of Maccabees. But the reason why it took 8 days, because it took us 8 days to clean the temple, because these nasty Greeks, these nasty Romans, they brought pig inside of our temple. They brought Zeus inside of the temple. They did all kind of abominations inside of our temple. And we had to scrub that temple down. We had to get that mess out of there, man. All right. So that's why it took 8 days. All right. So read on.
That he reigned in his stead.
Start from the
top. First Maccabee 1, verse 1 from the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Okay, I want y'all to remember that word, Macedonian. Macedonia is like the backwoods of Greece. It's the backwoods, the north part and the backwoods, like the back country of Greece. Okay, and back then, around the time of Philip and Alexander, the Greeks considered them to be barbarians, even though they were barbarians themselves. You know, they was out there in the woods. They were just, you know, a group of what they call savages. You know, but you know, these savages ended up taking over, you know, Greece and Persia and all of that. But it's so important that we remember that word Macedonian, because there was another person in the Bible that came against the Jews that was a Macedonian. Okay, this man name was Haman. Yeah, read about Haman, and you know, in the book of Esther. He's like one of the main characters when it comes to the Feast of Purim. He's the villain around that time because he came against Mordecai and Esther. Mordecai, if I'm not mistaken, it was Esther's uncle or cousin, but he tried to unalive us behind something that Mordecai did. Mordecai wouldn't bow down in him. This damn devil, you know, who is the Jewish man today. If Haman was to be walking the earth right now, he would be the fake Jewish man. But he got mad because Haman didn't want to bow, because he didn't want to bow down to Haman. He didn't want to bow down to Haman. So Haman got mad. And Haman came up with a plan to execute all the Jews. And you must remember that he was the high priest of the Persians back then, second in command, but not of Persian blood. He was an Edomite. Alexander the Great is an Edomite. The Romans are Edomites. These colonizers, these pilgrims today are Edomites. There's no brand new thing under the sun. But if our ancestors came up against these devils, we can too. But our warfare today is not carnal, it's spiritual. We must break away from all their customs, their way of living, their way of eating, everything, in order to, you know, even think about, you know, praying to our God for us to, you know, go against these devils, you know. These devils, believe it or not, these devils, they don't come at you when you're strong. They come at you when you're in your weakest moment. And guess what? The Lord will return them a favor. When Christ come back with those, you know, his angels, those black angels, the Lord will return them a favor and do the same thing that they do to people. And let America get hit with nuclear fire and become weak. And that's when we should be on top. That's when we should be in power and strike them when they're weak. Let them see how it feels. God. But that's going to happen. Believe it or not, Alexander the Great, when he fought the Persians, you think he thought he really fought the Persians when they were strong? No, devils don't fight fair. Devils fight, you know, when they see you with one leg, probably missing one eye. They don't fight fair, man. Y'all must understand that. You're dealing with a real count. They consider themselves the land of the brave and the home of the free, and you know, the almighty. These devils are cowards, man. These same people didn't go up against the Native American Indians straight up. What they did, they bought smallpox over here. They bought some over here to make them weak. And we're going to read about how weak these devils are, man. All right? But read that again.
First Maccabean 1.
And I'm going to also prove to y'all that Haman was an Edomite, was a Macedonian as well as Alexander. You know, these devils, they roam around to people's countries and, you know, take their land. You know, they're vagabonds. They're fugitives. That's what they do. They don't have no land of their own. So they got to always go invade somebody else's home. They're parasites. You know what I'm saying? They need a host. They don't have no land. They're aliens. They are, the Lord made them the aliens of the earth. You weren't about some alien coming from out the universe, out of space, messing with us when the alien was already here. Invading lands, taking over people's countries. And right now, we're reading about an alien taking over people's countries through warfare, through the sword. All right? That's what they do. They've been doing it ever since the beginning of time, man. Read on.
First Maccabean 1 from the top.
Uh-huh.
It happened after that, Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and the Medes.
Yeah. Now, Darius, the king of the Persians, it was around the time where he had some weak generals, and you know, his army was not in order that way. It wasn't really intact like how when Xerxes was in charge. I don't know if anybody ever heard of Xerxes, but if you ever seen the movie 300, you'll see Xerxes as the Persian king, and he's the one who, he was just making the Persian Empire just spread and be big. The Persian Empire is one of the biggest empires, man, because of Xerxes. But when Darius took over, part of his kingdom wasn't all the way together. All right. And I showed y'all that, Alexander the Great, I don't want to call him the Great. I want to call him Alexander the freak, the Greek, because he died of syphilis. That's why I call him the freak. He died of syphilis. He was a disgusting man, and Alexander the Great, Antiochus Epiphanes, all the men that ruled under him, they believed that they were gods. It was the reason why they put Zeus in that temple. Alexander the Great thought Zeus was his father. Yeah, he thought he was a demigod. And and a lot of them wanted the Israelites to worship them and to worship Zeus. That's what they do. Yeah, and we're gonna read about him. It's an article I sent to you about Alexander the Greek. I don't want to call him the Great. We're gonna go back to that. Go to the article for me. Yeah, he thought he was a god, man. We're gonna read about this too. Okay, let me know you got it.
Religion conflict.
Huh?
Religion conflict.
Do you see Alexander the Great or the Greek? I don't want to call it the Great. I sent it to you. Let me see. Let me catch up with you. Okay. It's like I thought I sent it to you. Okay. Let me send it to you, man. Y'all gotta forgive me. Facebook put me in jail this morning, so just bear with me, okay? Okay. I'm sending it to you right now, y'all. I thought I sent it to you. So like you, my brother. And what I have to show y'all is, it's sickening, man. Well, I sent it to you. It says, go to where it says divine paternity. You click on it, you'll see where it says, yes, Alexander the Greek.
Yes, Alexander the Greek was said to be the son of Zeus. During his time in Egypt, Alexander consulted the oracle of Amun-Ra in the Siwa Oasis, who declared him the son of the deity Amun. Alexander began to refer to Zeus Amun-Ra as his true father.
And his mother did this. His mother, Olympia, she the one told him when he was a little child that he was a son of Zeus. These devils are, from the beginning to the end, they are liars, man. That's what they are. They can't help themselves. They come out of the womb line. Because Zeus don't even exist. Zeus is not a damn God. There's only one living God, man. Right? But they put this disgusting God in our temple, man. Read on.
Khan, Alexander believed he was a man of destiny and that he had been given the rule of the world. He was convinced of his divine birth and percentage, and his religious conviction were validated by his mother, the oracle, and his victories over the Persians.
Yeah, but he attacked the Persians when they were weak. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. But they'll tell you, like Romulus and Remus, they were said to be sons of a god. This is what these devils practice and do, And we must understand that it's so important that we separate from their practices, man. Because you'll be down low key serving these devils and their false god, and you won't even know it. Right. So let's go back to First Maccabees, chapter 1. And I want you to read that part again where it says that Alexander is a Macedonian.
Khan. First Maccabee 1, verse 1 from the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Now go to Esther. Esther, you see that scripture I sent you with Esther? Yeah, go to Esther. Now I'm going to show you Haman, the Macedonian, and also something else that he is. Okay. Got it? I'm going to prove to you that these devils come from Esau. All right. But go ahead.
You didn't send me Esther, so you just sent me Maccabee.
I sent you editions of Esther.
What verse? Just say the verse. I'll go to the scripture and get it.
You'll see. It said additions to Esther 16 and 10.
Esther 16 and 10?
Yeah. Oh, hold on, get 1 minute. You go ahead and read. Oh, Lord Christ. We say again now, Kyle?
Esther 6:10?
16 and 10. I sent it to you already. You'll see it in your messages. It's right after First Maccabees 1:1. You see additions to Esther. It's in the
Esther.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Additions to Esther 16 and 10. For Haman, a Macedonian, the son of Amminadab.
Haman, you say Haman because in the book of Esther, in the Apocrypha says Haman, but it's actually Haman. Okay. But Haman was a Macedonian, the villain of the Persians. You know, the villain of the Feast of Purim that tried to unalive the Jews. He was a Macedonian as well. We also going to read something else about him. All right, this is gonna show you that him and Alexander, Philip, all of them was Edomite. Read, white people. Right. Go ahead.
Begin indeed a stranger from the Persian blood.
Yeah. See, he was a stranger from the Persian blood. He was not a Persian. Read.
Khan, far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us.
Now read additions to Esther, chapter 12, verse 6.
Khan, howbeit, Haman, son of Amminadab, and Agagites.
Okay, that means that Haman was a descendant of Agag. Does anybody know who Agag is? You ever heard of King Agag? The one that Samuel was supposed to unalive? The king of the Amalekites? Yeah, let's go to it then. Let's go to it. I'm gonna show y'all this. All right. Yeah, he's a descendant of the Amalekites, of the king and the king was called Agag. Okay, we're gonna go to it now. Let me look it up. Told y'all today that the devils attacked my Facebook page. So I'm pulling up right now. Okay, you could go to 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 8. Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 8.
1 Samuel 15, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
1 Samuel 15, verse 8. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive.
See that? King. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive. Read on.
And utterly destroyed all people with the edge of the sword.
Now read some more.
Verse 9. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen.
Yeah, and this is how we get Haman being a Macedonian, but guess what? He's not really a Greek. What? Okay, put it like this: these damn devils go on your land and call your land by the name of their people, but when they really are Edomites. You know what I mean? They're Gagites or Amalekites or whatever, but they both definitely are Edomite. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are. And it shows you in the Bible, you know, not my words, out of the Bible, what Alexander, Haman, Philip, all they are devils. All right. And our people always have to fight these devils. But to fight these devils in the Persian Empire, we have to fight them in the Greek Empire. You know, we'll fight them in the womb. The Romans. Now look. What? England, France, Spain. Now last, America. Know what I'm saying? All right. So let's drop that and go to the next scripture. Let's go to it's like the first Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 2. You got it?
Mm-hmm. First Maccabee 1, verse 2. And made many wars, and won many strongholds.
Yeah, Alexander had won many wars. They came across from many strongholds and, you know, ran through them. You know, annihilated his enemies, man. Alexander the Great, he had the earth quiet before him. But guess what? It was only for 12 years. Damn. Hey, that's not really a long time to rule, is it? Yeah. Only 12 years because he wanted to sleep with men. And he died of syphilis.
Right.
Guess who else had syphilis? You know, Christians don't want to believe it.
Like,
go ahead, Warren.
Seizure bush,
yeah. He had syphilis. I don't know if he died of syphilis, but I know he had it. He had it so bad, he had to have a mask on, man. Yeah, I'm talking about white Jesus. The Jesus with no color. Had to have a mask on because he had syphilis so bad. All right. He was like the phantom of the opera. Yeah, he had to have a mask on and hide himself, man, because he was disgusting because he did disgusting things on the earth. All right. But read, Warren.
From the top. First Maccabee 1, verse 2. And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew kings of all the earth. Verse 3. And went through to the end of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him.
Man, it said the earth was quiet before him. You know what that means? Don't nobody want no smoke from this devil.
Right.
You know, it was a good thing this devil died in 12 years. But let's understand this. This devil ain't do this on his own. The Lord rose this devil up. All these nations that think they're doing this, like think they're going to war and winning all these victories, when they think they're doing their own, they think they won, you know, because they're might and their strength and their intelligence. The Lord did it, man. The Lord rose you up. But guess what? The Lord gonna bring you down. This just show the whole earth who is really the Most High God and who is His chosen people.
Right.
That's what the Lord do to these damn devils and these heathen nations, man. He let them get the big head. He let the head blow up so big till their feet start gravitating off the earth. And the Lord bring them down. And guess what? He let to use a few of His people sometimes just to bring them down. He did it a lot of times. Hell, y'all remember Samson? Samson was one man that brought the Philistines down. The Lord don't like a large number. That's why you should know your Christian church is not who God had chose. God don't like that big number like your pastor do. God, you know, people that want to do right, it always be a little small number. All right. And guess what? When we read about the Maccabees, we're gonna hear and learn about a small group of brothers that came together and rose against these Greeks, man, and slew them and took the temple back. All right, and lit up the menorah. Do you know it was only a little bit of oil that they had to light the lamp up? But guess what happened? It stayed lit. It stayed lit for 8 days while they cleaned the temple, man. I mean, that's how we observe it. We do this for 8 days, man. Our feast day, our holy day lasts longer than Christmas. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, what it is, 2 days. You know, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, 2 days. This is 8 days that you could learn your heritage, embrace your culture, instead of watching some fat man that would never come down your chimney. We ain't got no chimneys in Florida. And if we did, I wish I would catch a fat man coming down my chimney. He gonna be meeting a shotgun, not no milk and cookies. yeah, man. But read on.
Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
That means his mind was lifted up. Not here in the truth, we know the heart is the mind. Read on.
Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him.
They paid him taxes. They paid tribune. All right. Paid homage and money and goods. There's and spoil, women, whatever, children, whatever he wanted from them. Go ahead.
First Maccabean 1, verse 5. And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Verse 7. And Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. Verse 8. And his servant bare ruled everyone in his place. 9. And after his death, they all put crown upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evil were multiplied in the earth.
Yeah, evils were multiplied on the earth. Because you know what they did? How did evils come to them in the earth around this time? It's called, I'll give you a little bit of time. Talk to me. Go ahead.
Everybody was basically doing whatever they wanted to do and, want to be the man.
Yeah, but okay, how did the men that's under him that crown themselves, how did they spread evil in the earth? Think about it. Okay, what did the Greeks do back then to people? What did they want people to do? If anybody watching the class, and want to chime in, I just put the link in there. I forgot all about it, but it's in there, But go ahead, the one y'all. None of one y'all, to y'all, it's likely.
Well, they was carrying on what Alexander did. They were being evil and homos.
And how he was being evil, what was they doing to people? I'm gonna give you one more shot. It's very easy, man, I promise you. There was Hellenizing people. What is Hellenizing somebody is? What it means to be Hellenized? To force Greek culture on them.
Force their culture on them.
Yeah. Okay. That's what Hellenized mean. The root word for Hellenized is Hellenese. The Greek ancestors or forefather name was Hellenese. So when they Hellenize you, they put in their culture, their forefathers' ways on you. Okay, that's what they did. All right, read on. I got an article too about that. Read that article, Baba can show. Matter of fact, you have to go to that article. I really just explained it. You know what I mean? So you could continue to read.
First Maccabean 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked ruler, Antiochus, surname
Epiphanes.
Epiphanes.
Antiochus or Antiochus. I think it's Antiochus, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, Antiochus,
Yeah,
surname Epiphanes.
Okay.
Son of Antiochus.
Epiphanes. You know the definition of Epiphanes? The definition of Epiphanes is mad one. Mad one. He was a mad one. You understand? He was a madman. He was zealous about Greek culture and Hellenizing people. Guess what? We should be zealous about the laws of God.
Right.
I mean, but we ain't Hellenizing people, you know. But when Christ comes back, I am gonna be giving some people hell, and they're gonna be these devils. But read.
Who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Verse 11.
So I mean, he ruled 130, the year 137 BCE or BC. Read.
Verse 11. In those days, when they're out of Israel, wicked men.
Now we're going to get to the good part of the history. It was wicked men that came out of our nation to do what with Epiphanes or Antiochus. To, you know, bend the knee and I want to, you know, be a part of you. I want to integrate. You know, I don't want to ride the black bus. I want to get on the white bus. I don't want the black water fountain no more. I want the white water fountain. Yeah, this was Martin Luther King and his band. You know, they did the same thing our people did a long time ago. You think Martin Luther King was the only one that did this? And he Christians? Our people been selling out like this, man.
Right.
This ain't new. Read.
Who pursued many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
What's the covenant? A covenant is no different than integration. It is integration. You making agreements. You saying let's be one. Let's have peace. Let's walk side by side each other in equality, and you don't see equality yet, and you're not going to see it because equality don't exist.
Right.
Other nations on this earth they know better, and they love their people too much to ever put you beside their people or even over their people. They will always choose their people before you. Because guess what? They love their own.
Right.
We're gonna do the same. We are very weird. We are some weirdos, man. Everybody else loving their own people besides us. We'll take up for another nation and you know and kick our brother in the back and say he wrong. That's how people we are. That's how much we living with self-hatred. That's how much we've been coons for life. You know what I'm saying? But read on.
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Do you know when we was in the wilderness, when we left Egypt, you had Negroes that told Moses the same thing. No, you know how many times we repeat the same behavior and we get the same results. You know what I mean? Even today, we are getting the same results. You know what the result is when you make a covenant with the heathen? You get oppressed, slavery, death. Huh? That's what you get. You don't get nothing good. You know, I know y'all think extra food stamps is good, stimulus check is good. You know, Donald Trump saying black people made America is good. Then he turned around to the police to stop and frisk you and rough you up a little bit more. Hey, Donald Trump told the police, y'all, don't be nice. Don't be gentle with them. Rough them up some more. You know, he liked police brutality, man. But hey, y'all stood in long lines and voted for Donald Trump. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be voting at all. But that's what you do. You know? It's like picking a two-headed snake. Both of them gonna bite you. You might as well just leave the snake alone. But our people love, you know, my people remind me of East Indians, man. They love blowing that flute and watching that snake come out that vase and play with that snake, man. When you start blowing that flute, though, he gonna bite you. Understand that? And that's what our people do. They are snake charmers, but you can't charm this snake here. You can't charm Esau. You can't charm these devils. They don't hear your cry. Yeah. But read on.
First Maccabean 1, verse 12.
Yeah.
So this device pleased them well. 13.
He might well say this device was Christianity. He might well say that's what Christians do. Always trying to unify. In the spirit of Babylon, we all need to be one. Let's become one. We are all one human race. But guess what? Black people get treated differently than everybody else. Hispanic people, Native American Indian people, Seminoles people, we get treated less than everybody else, but we are one people. Man, come on. When my people gonna wake up and smell the Maxwell House or the Folgers in your cup, whatever? When we gonna smell it? Okay, y'all? read on.
First Maccabean 1, verse 13.
Right.
And certain of the people were so forward hearing that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the custom of the heathen. 15. And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant.
But what that means to make themselves uncircumcised? How can you be uncircumcised and you're already circumcised?
It's like
making yourself unclean.
Making yourself
That's
unclean,
all.
basically.
Yeah. Read on. And forsook
the holy covenant.
That means you forgot about the agreement you had with God to make an agreement with the devil.
Right.
Read.
And joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
If you ever wonder why, you see those black and white movies where black people got along, the black home stayed together, the father was there, the mother was there, all the kids were there. We struggled together, but we love one another. You want to know what happened to that love? It's called integration. It's called signing that contract with the devil. Something that we should never did. Now we lost everything. We most definitely lost that love that we had for one another, man.
Right. We
should have never joined these devils. Because our black women didn't leave us like they're leaving us right now. We joined them, man. At least we had a black hospital. At least we had black schools. I don't like Donald Trump, but I do agree with Donald Trump when he said he's getting rid of the transgender movement in the schools. And what else the devil said? I'm getting rid of. He said I don't recognize transgender.
Right.
He said I recognize male and a female. I don't like the devil, but I like that what he said. Right. But he's still gonna get whipped. Yeah, but I like that. Even they know that's wrong, man. But see, you know what they did? They used a dark-skinned man to push that propaganda, which is Barack Obama. Barack Obama not people, but they used that dark-skinned face, this man that our people want to be black, to push that agenda. Now they bring him along like he's the hero saving the day. See what these devils do, man? They make you look like the villain, so they can always look like the hero. When Obama was and he ain't black, but that's what they do, man. They do a good job at making us look bad and making themselves look good. You know how many people had a problem with that being inside school systems? Most definitely me. You know how many of our children turned out living an alternative lifestyle because of that. That practice inside the school systems. Telling our children, all boys don't wear blue. They had our children reading books like that. All boys don't wear blue. Come on. How are you teaching the kids in the school system? You'll bring in this rainbow coalition movement, but you want to take out critical race theory, slavery. Some that's really true. But you'll keep the lie. But let's read on.
First Maccabee 1, verse 16.
Yeah.
Now, when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of two realms.
2 realms. Okay. Because what is Egypt next to? This is so easy. What is Egypt next to? Jerusalem, Israel, right? Okay. But check this out. You know what happened when Antiochus went to Egypt? He left. He took a lot of his army with him. And guess who started a revolt? Guess who rebelled? That's right, Israel. The Maccabees, Mattathias. It's okay to play the same game these devils play. Attack you when you see your weakest moment. Yeah, do the same thing they do. Like it's okay to go to that job and don't get that devil your spirit. Smile in his face. Knowing damn well you don't like him and he don't like you. Be fake just like he be fake. Right. You don't have to give him your spirit. Get your money out of this place and give it back to your people. The Chinese, man, a lot of nations over here do that. They be sending that. They send tons and tons of money to their country, man. You know, they ain't over here building up America. They using America to build up their country.
Right.
Why don't we use America to build up our nation? Wouldn't that be so glorious? Instead of waking up, having fun, building up somebody else's kingdom that will never give you not even a crumb of their American pie. They say that you're supposed to chase. But read on.
First Maccabee 1, verse 17. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great navy.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18. And made war against
Ptolemy,
king of Egypt.
I was telling somebody earlier, a lot of people think that Cleopatra back in the day was black. Cleopatra was a Ptolemy. She was a white. She was a Greek. She was not black. But you had black women naming themselves Cleopatra. Yeah, she lived in Egypt, but she was a Greek. Okay, like right now in Egypt, the original Egyptians are not over there. You got Arabs over there. Okay? Like in Israel, you got Arabs over there and devils over there, not the original people. All right? Read on.
But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled,
Mm-hmm.
and many were wounded to death. 19. Thus they got the strong city in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoil thereof. Verse 20. And after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in his 143rd year.
And you're right, Sister Pasharum, Yashala. Yeah, most of the Egyptians are in Sudan. That's right. And they are tall people. All right? They're tall people. I can show that in the Bible as well that there was tall people. All right, but read on. But right here, when we read about Antiochus taking over Egypt, this is when he first took the temple. But it was a time when he went back to Egypt again, and this when Judas Maccabees, struck him, struck the generals that were with him. We're gonna read about that the next class. All right. I'm staying in chapter 1 and chapter 2 for right now. Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Kayal.
Verse 20 at the bottom. And went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Yeah, this is when they took our temple. All right, when they first took our temple. Read on.
First Maccabee 1, verse 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light.
Where's the candlestick of light? You come up upon that, Kayal. This right here. And a lot of people ask me, why do the Jewish man have 9 candlesticks and we have 7 candlesticks? I'll tell you why. Because we follow the Bible and the Jewish man follow the Talmud. We don't follow no Talmud here. We don't read no Kabbalah in here. We read the Bible, and the Jewish man hate the Bible. He hate the Bible so much, he says, I only follow the Torah. And he don't follow the Torah neither. He don't read the book of Jeremiah, none of them. Because guess what? Devils don't like the truth. Devil hate lies. I mean, devil love lies, I mean. They hate the truth.
Right.
But if you go in the book of Salakia, give me the book of Exodus. We're going to read about how God said it should be 7 candlesticks, and not 9. All right? The Jewish man, he don't describe to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? He described to his book of trickery, Just like he don't read original Hebrew. He read and speak Yiddish. You know what I'm saying? But let me go to it. You say you got it? All right.
Exodus 1.
Okay, all right. Give me let me find it right quick. Go to Exodus chapter 25.
Yeah.
Chapter 25 and give me verse 37.
Exodus 5, verse 37. And thou shalt make the 7 lamps.
7 what?
7 lamps.
7 what?
7 lamps.
Read.
Thereof.
Uh-huh.
And they shall light the lamps thereof,
Uh-huh.
that they may give light over against it.
Amen. Ain't this the Torah? Like, ain't this the first 4 books or 5 books they say?
Right.
Hey, I showed you what God said. God didn't say in like 9 lights.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? It's 7, man.
Right.
All right. So let's go back to First Maccabees.
First Maccabees 1, verse 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof. 22.
You see all the stuff we got up here. We try our best to be like our ancestors, copy the same practices they did, and they came. You see what's up here? They came and took all of that when it started my temple, man. They brought prostitutes in our temple. Imagine it coming into in the school and you see nothing but bacon and ham. You know how they put that glaze on the ham, that pineapple glaze, and you see a big old pig with an apple in his mouth inside this temple, man. Hey, Kyle, we gonna scrub this thing down. We gonna repaint. We gonna take the paint off the wall and repaint. We don't want to, that smell gonna like stick to the wall and go inside of it. We don't want to smell that.
Right.
Pork smell horrible to me. Don't smell horrible to you?
God.
Man. Imagine that. And they have a nasty orgy section in our temple, man.
Right.
Not just the pig. They got all these Beckys and Karens in our temple having nasty sex in our temple, man. Because that's what they do. They have orgies. We have to scrub this thing down, man. I'm talking about after we scrub it down, let's get the Lysol, all of that. So, yeah, man. Because I look at them more disgusting than the pig.
Right.
They work in the pig to me. Yeah. But read.
Khan, First Maccabees 1, verse 22. And the table of the shewbread.
The showbread. We usually keep showbread up here when we have the Sabbath. All right, read on.
And the pouring vessel, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the vial, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple.
Oh, Salaki, I thought you was a sister, my bad. You're a brother, Salaki. I think I seen a woman up on your picture. I Salaki, brother, for that. Salaki. But read on.
Khan, all which he pulled off. Verse 23. He took also silver and gold, and the precious vessel. Also, he took the hidden treasure which he found.
Where you at now, warrior?
Verse 20, end of 23.
Go ahead.
Verse 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly.
Yeah, you know what they do after they go to war, and they win wars, they come back and brag, showboat. America loves doing that.
Right.
We're a superpower. We are a superpower. Yeah, they love it. Read on.
Khan, verse 25. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel, in every place. There they were. Verse 26. So that the princes and elder mourned. The virgin and young men were made feeble.
Feeble means, feeble is another word for weak. Made weak. Read on.
Khan. And the beauty of woman was changed.
Just like the not right now today. Look at our woman. Look how much they changed. Look how much all of them trying to look like Becky and Karen and Sexy Red. That's destroyed, man. Going around here with that blonde hair. For some reason, they gotta have that blonde hair like 6 months out the year. They gotta feel that the power of the blonde hair. That's like Super Saiyan, Goku.
Super locks.
Yeah, now Goku be doing it. Charge up. Yeah. And put those contacts in. They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves, man. But read on.
Khan, First Maccabee 1, verse 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. 28.
That's like, give me 1 minute, Warren. I'm not putting my phone. Do not stir. Okay, go ahead.
Khan, verse 28. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. Verse 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collectors of tributes unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. Verse 30. And spake peaceably word unto them, but all was deceit.
Read that slow. Stop at the top on 30.
Verse 30.
And this should remind you of every president that get up there and give you that good speech. Black people are amazing. What Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Right.
You know, saying all this good stuff about black people, you know, just amping you up, gaslighting you. They were doing it back then. Right. Where do you think they get it from?
Right.
But this Bible ain't true. Read that slow form at the beginning of verse 30.
First Maccabee 1, verse 30.
I made sure y'all share this class, man. Share this history. You know, our people don't like learning about history, but when you want to learn from history, guess what? History will repeat itself. Just like history is repeating itself right now. All right? Same thing that happened right now, it happened back then. When it's going to stop? When we stop following them. When we separate from them. When we stop the nonsense and the confusion. Integration is confusion. What do Babel mean? Babylon. Confusion. That's why God called this place Babylon. Because he didn't want everybody coming together. But guess what? The Greeks practiced the same thing that the Babylonians practiced. Don't you know that the nation of Edom, these devils, God called them the daughter of Babylon because they looked at Babylon and said, this is what we need to do. Because Babylon, guess what? Was the first civilization, the first kingdom to bring everybody together. And what happens when you bring everybody together? You have the whole earth in your hands. Right. That's the whole idea of integration, to rule everybody, to rule the world. And that's what these damn devils want. That's what they got. Read on.
First Maccabee 1, verse 30.
Read it slow. Go ahead.
And speak peaceably words unto them, but all was deceit.
The words of his mouth was smooth as butter, but words in his heart. Precept to this. There's a precept to this, man. Read.
For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city.
When they gave him their spirit, their soul, you know, their love, when they dropped their guard, that's when they hit you, man.
Right.
They don't get you straight up. They catch you off guard slipping. And it's your fault, really. It's your fault. It's our fault. We gotta blame ourselves to keep following these devils, man. And stop following these devils. But how do we start? What's the first step? Get out that goddamn Christian church.
Right.
Because that's the place that's influencing you. to join these devils, to love these devils. Forgive these devils before you forgive your damn brother. Love them first. That's 100% white supremacy, man, at its finest. At its finest. There's nothing that you can see in the Christian church that you can compare to black supremacy, man. When you look at the ISBK, you are looking at unadulterated black supremacy, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Raw uncut, man. There ain't no cut, no chaser in here. It's black and brown supremacy here, man.
Damn right.
We are anti-white supremacy in here. Pro-black, pro-brown in here, man. We let it be known, and we get mocked at our people. Our people mock at us. They mock us for it. And I don't care. Mock me to the day I hit the dust. I'm ready to die. I say it all the time. I'm ready to die like a soldier and to live like a coward to these damn devils, man. That don't know nothing about the God of that Bible. But read on.
Khan and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel.
Right.
Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoil of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the house and walls thereof on every side.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 32. But the woman and children took they captive and possessed the cattle.
All right.
Verse 33.
They kill the man and take the woman and the children. Why did they do that? Because they could use the woman and the children. They, woman and children ain't really no threat to them. But that man is a threat. But they tell you that we all equal, 50-50, a man and a woman she could go to war and it's no. How you destroy a nation? You go to that man first. You kill all the men. Because you could take that woman and breed her with your people and your nation come out. Because she don't determine the nation. The man do.
Right.
The man determines the nationality, man, not the woman. And the children, they can be used as soldiers. They can be molded. You can't mold a man that's already molded or already in tune to his nature. He already knows who he is. That's why in slavery, they separated the old from the young. Because the old is already molded. The young has not been molded. And if you take him away from the old going to show him what to do. He's going to show him that you're the enemy, that you're the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's why they separated. All right? And we still getting separated right now today. How we getting separated, y'all? Christianity, Islam, Crip, Blood, Vice Lord, Folk Nation. Bullshit. We get separated over colors, man. When we all black and brown.
Right.
We got the same forefathers. We are each other family. We brothers and sisters, man. But we kill each other over some damn red and blue and black. We doing exactly what the oppressor want us to do, man. Crips and Bloods, Christianity, Islam, I don't care if they follow Arabs, all of it is white supremacy. Freedom of religion is white supremacy, unless you're in the ISBK.
Right.
Okay? If you're not up in here, you're a Christian. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care what you label yourself. If you're not up in this school, the original school that first started going out down those street corners teaching about Christ, you're not in the truth. Right. Go ahead, warrior.
Khan, First Maccabee 1, verse 33.
Mm-hmm.
Then built they city of David with a great and strong wall.
They built the wall inside of Jerusalem. Inside Jerusalem. These damn devils.
God.
They start building great walls to make that, build and install fear in us, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Ward.
It's kind of like these devils all in Mexico.
Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. They were doing it back then.
Khan.
Read on.
Khan. And with mighty tower, and made it a stronghold for them. Verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein.
Yeah, it's like America. I ain't letting the Mexicans in. I ain't letting these people the people out there in South America, and then I let the what we call Ukrainians come over.
Right.
Arabs come over. Other wicked people. It's not nothing new under the sun, y'all.
Khan.
Yeah. what they're really doing is they're making sure to keep the original people out of the land right now today. Back then, they learned this stuff from their forefathers, man. We're reading about their forefathers. All right. If you think slavery and all of this that's going on right now today is a coincidence, we read right now about how it's not a coincidence. They did it on purpose. All right. Read.
First Maccabean 1, verse 35. They stored it also with armor and victuals. And then they had gathered together the spoil of Jerusalem. They laid them up there.
I'm at victuals.
Victuals.
Yeah, go ahead.
They laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare. Verse 36, for it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel. Verse 37, thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary.
I want my people to watch the class and to understand all the hardship we went through with these devils, with these Greeks. Okay, y'all give me 1 minute. Just give me 2 minutes. Salaki. I can use the restroom. Salaki. Just read those two scriptures. Don't go past those two scriptures. Just start from the top.
First Maccabean 1:37 from the top. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it, insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her.
Okay, how much time you read?
I stopped at 38.
Yeah, but how much time you read it over?
Yeah. Verse 38, insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. Verse 39, her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness.
The sanctuary was the temple. It was laid waste like a wilderness, man. You know, it was like very, very, you know, like how I can put it. That temple got turned into the Playboy Bunny house, the Playboy house, the Playboy mansion.
God.
You call it the Playboy. Yeah, like it turned out our temple into the Ray Ray's boom boom room, all that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and man, it was ridiculous, man. Yeah, so read on.
First Maccabean 1, verse 39 from the top. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning.
Yeah, like our feast days that we get along with each other with, like we have a good old time, man. Now they turn into the Feast of Bacchus and all kind of festivals they had that were pagan, mystic. And what happened? You know, you end up fighting each other, you know, killing each other. Why? Because these days don't have nothing to do with you.
Right. Like
Christmas, man. Christmas, our people try to have a good time, but people die. Men get kicked out of their house in Christmas, man, because they can't get their kids no Christmas gifts. You know, they end up bankrupt. They end up just wanting to just go psycho and just get high and just stay away from home. And the mother, it's just like it's the bigger picture behind behind the scenes at the house. Kids are receiving gifts, but the parents are receiving hell. Some parents got to skip paying their car note, skip paying the rent to get them Christmas gifts, man. Stop that nonsense, man. Read.
Khan, sir. Her Sabbath into reproach, her honor into contempt. Verse 40. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus.
It's no different than America when it was glorious when you had the Native American Indians only over here. You know what I mean? And the Seminole tribe and the Mexicans. You see nothing but buffalo. You see life. What you see now? You don't see no orange trees and what we normally see in our communities. Why? Because they took it all out. They try their best to come against the black farmers, and this is what they do, man. They destroy life. All right, and they disguise their death. They make death they try to make death look beautiful. You know what I mean? They knock down all the trees, knock down everything, build buildings, and put palm trees there, and they ain't telling you how many bears and deers that ran out of the community, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what they do. And most of all, how many black people they ran out of that community. Like Hell with the Woods, they come to communities already built up with black people and tell them to get the hell out. Just like they do the animals. Just like they do the damn animals, man. Because they look at us like we are animals. Like we are resource. Like we are cattle. That's how they treat us. Hell, that's what we became.
Right.
Read.
Khan, 1 Maccabean 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
That all shall be one people. You see where America get it from? And where they got it from? Babylon. All should be one people. Man, this Bible, a white man ain't write this book, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not the King James version. He ain't write this book because he'd have been got rid of this. You hear me? Come on. These Christians and these Pan-Africans always talking about the white man book. No, you got a white man mentality. That's what you got. You destroy it with their philosophy. In order for you to think that a white man wrote this book, you are whitewashed.
Right.
You believe their stories. You believe King James is the white man. If you was in the truth, you would know King James is a black man because of the Dark Ages. We ruled Europe for 1,000 years, but how would you know that when you in that Christian church with that pastor telling you to forget all the history, forget the Old Testament, forget everything? Hell, forget Christ is black too, because he ain't got no color. How the hell you gonna know anything? Read.
Khan, 1 Maccabean 1, verse 42.
Yeah.
Everyone should leave his laws. Here
we go. Everyone should leave the code and conduct of their people. A Muslim, Abraham would rather put a backpack on his back and blow everybody up in himself up before he do that.
Right.
Read.
Khan. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Yeah, all the heathen did it, including us.
Right.
All the heathen nations around the Greeks agreed. Yeah. No, but you had some of them that didn't agree. Like you had some of India that didn't agree. Alexander the Great didn't conquer the whole India. He conquered some of the Persians, but he died fighting India. He didn't conquer that whole piece of land. I'll get into that in another class. Read.
Khan, 1 Maccabean 1, verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols.
Yeah, You know, no difference in these Christians. Always on their knees praying to white Jesus, calling him God, the Trinity, when there's only one God. Read.
Come and profane the Sabbath.
Yeah, profane the Sabbath. Look down upon the Sabbath. You know, and these Christians, what they do, they call the Sabbath Sunday. I mean, that's what they do, and they rest on Sunday. Read.
Come, First Maccabean 1, verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messenger unto Jerusalem and the city of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Verse 45.
Drop your laws and follow my laws. The you know, the commandments of God is done away with. That's what they do, man. That's what your pastor really get paid for. That's what he get tax cuts and all this stuff for, because he's preaching their message. You know, they know that the laws of God is our power and our wisdom and our understanding. They know it.
Right.
And that's why they teach all this garbage in that church. And America supports your pastor, and he live a luxurious life destroying you. Because telling you that the laws of God is done away with is destroying Black, Hispanics, and the American Indians, man. That's all we got. Money can't save us, but the laws, statutes, and commandments of God will.
Right.
Read.
Come, First Maccabean 1, verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days. 46. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
What do Christians be doing in that church? Eating all the pork enough. You know, singing all the songs that God hates. Them songs, period, God hates. And keeping every holiday and no holy days in that church. Just profaning themselves, man. That's what they did. That's what they're doing right now.
Right.
You only got a small, like 1% of America, which is us, that keep the Lord's holy days like we supposed to.
Damn right.
Everybody else doing the hell they want to do. They're profaning themselves. What they doing? Read.
First Maccabean 1, verse 47. Set up altars and groves and chapels and idols and sacrifice swine flesh.
Woo! They love sacrificing that swine flesh, man. Do you know how really, you know, eating swine flesh on holidays that the pagans celebrate became famous? Like, do you know who like the first person to do it and why it's so famous and notorious, you know, amongst these pagans? It has to do with Easter. Okay. Nimrod had a so-called son named Tammuz. All right. It's in the Bible about women weeping for Tammuz. Okay. Let me I'm gonna find that for you. But Tammuz is supposed to be Nimrod reincarnated. That's the story his mother told, or his wife, because you know Nimrod married his own mother. Yeah. So she said when Nimrod died, the sun rays, he got reincarnated into the sun and became the sun god, and the sun rays being upon her stomach, and she got pregnant with Tammuz. What did that sound like to you, though? It sounded like the virgin birth, the we call it immaculate conception. That's what it is, though. That was immaculate conception come from. But this son that she got so-called impregnated with from the sun god Nimrod, after he died, he got unalived by a wild boar. So they looked at the wild boar as God, or, you know, the wild boar as, you know, we're going to remember that he got unalived by a pig, you know, by eating a pig. And that's where that custom comes from.
So it's like a memorial each year from then till today.
It's called Weeping for Tammuz. Let me find it for you. All right, this is the history class. That's my job, to bring out the history, which I love doing. Okay, let's read Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 14. Chapter 8, verse 14, and we'll go back to First Maccabees. That's right, my brother. That has something to do. Yes, that's right. That halo that be over the angels and all that, that's sun worship. That's Mithra, you know, Saturnalia, all of that. That's right. Mm-hmm. You got it, Kaya? Yeah, Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 14. Mm-hmm.
Ezekiel 8, verse 14.
That's right.
Ezekiel 8, verse 14. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat woman weeping for Tammuz.
Weeping for who?
Tammuz.
Did I just say what was the custom? Yeah, man. They was weeping for Tammuz. All right. So let's go back to the book of Maccabees. First Maccabees. What was that? Like 47 or okay. I should have remembered it for you. Chapter 1, verse. Okay, we was at okay, I want to go. Let's go to Second Maccabees.
Second Maccabees.
Yeah, let's go Second Maccabees chapter 1. First, my bad. First Maccabees chapter 1. First Maccabees chapter 2. Salakia.
First Maccabees 2, verse 1.
Yeah.
In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jorib.
Yeah, Jorib. Mm-hmm.
From Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin.
That's right. Read on.
Verse 2. And he had 5 sons. Johanan, called Cadiz. Verse 3. Simon, called Theseus.
The side.
Uh-huh. Verse 4. Judah, who was called Judas, who was called Maccabeus.
Do anybody know what Maccabees or Maccabees mean? What do Maccabee mean? Do anybody know? Comment section or in the class with you, Kayal? Do you know what Maccabee means? Maccabee means hammer. Means hammer. All right, read on.
Wakana, verse 5.
And I think it was named like the name hammer because the blow to the enemies from the Maccabees was like a hammer. Yeah, I love it. But read.
Wakana. First Maccabee 2, verse 5.
Eleazar.
Eleazar.
Eleazar is another name for Lazarus in the New Testament. All right, read.
Wakana, called Abner, and Jonathan, whose surname was Apphus.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, verse 7, he said, woe is me, wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the joy city,
the holy city,
the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of the strangers.
Uh-huh.
Verse 8.
And guess what else went into the hands of the strangers? The shield of David that y'all call the star. That got delivered to the hand of strangers. Now you call it a star. Back then they didn't call it a star. It was, we knew what it was. It was the Magan Dawada, King David name put together. You know, in a signet. All right. But go ahead.
Khan, First Maccabee 2, verse 8. Her temple is become as a man without glory. Verse 9. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets.
Let's go down to 15.
Verse 15. First Maccabee 2, verse 15. In the meanwhile, the king officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came unto the city Modin to make them sacrifice. Verse 16. And when many Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his son came together.
Right.
Verse 17. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on his wives, thus are the rule.
Okay, they stuck to Mattathias because why? Mattathias was the leader of the people, you know, the mighty man of the people, the father of Judas Maccabees. So if he get him to eat the pig flesh, you know, to sacrifice unto their idols, everybody else is gonna follow through.
Right.
Because he's the chief. But guess what happened? We're gonna read about it. We're gonna read about the beginning of the Maccabean revolt. You know, it was some brothers that got tired of seeing their people oppressed. Got tired of seeing the suffering and the torture, man. Just like my brothers in the ISBK, we tired of seeing the suffering and the oppression of our people, man. And these brothers say, the hell with that, man.
Right.
They stood up for their people, man. And we're going to read about it. And these brothers should always be remembered of their deed every year, man. Goddamn Santa Claus. Goddamn Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Goddamn elves. Goddamn your pastor. Goddamn that Christmas tree, man. What we need to do is start making videos, man, burning them Christmas trees, man. Throwing them across the bridge over there in the ocean, man. Let the oppressors know, man, that we are revolting, just like the Maccabees did.
Right.
We coming against your disgusting culture, man. All right? That's what we need to do. Let's make some TikTok videos showing these devils we know the truth now, and we're going to stomp on your white Jesus. We're going to do all of that, man. We're going to stick middle fingers up on the 4th of July, man. Yeah, that's what we need to do, man. Man, it'll be so fun and amazing. That's better than fireworks, man. The hell with fireworks on 4th of July. Let's put some middle fingers up. You know what I mean? Let's celebrate the Feast of Dedication, which is today, man. This is like a real Independence Day right here. The 4th of July is not an Independence Day for Black and Hispanics and Native American Indians, but we can remember this day. We can put this day in remembrance and learn what we need to do. Because when you celebrate the 4th of July, you celebrate white independence, man. You remember how they got free from the old damn people, tell you the truth, because Britain white too. Oh man, it's a foolish nation, just like the Bible say. America's a foolish nation. When you hear about the 4th of July, you reading about two different type of white people fighting each other. Okay? Fighting over the Native American Indians' land. Fighting over our people's land. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. They won our land and they fighting over it. And we celebrating that damn day. We gotta wake the hell up, man. Let's learn from Judas Maccabees. Let's learn from Mattathias, his father. You know, but I ain't telling y'all to fight these devils. I'm telling you to fight back spiritually, man.
Right.
Okay? To push the influence on doing what the Lord told us to do. The Lord told us to take the altars and throw it down. Take the images and throw it down. Let's do it.
Right.
You know what? That's the best way to hurt America. Because do you know how much money America make on Christmas? Do you know how much money America make on Thanksgiving? New Year's so-called Eve, because it ain't the New Year's. You know how much money they make off these holidays, man? And if we depart from these holidays, man, you know how much money, you know how bad the economy will drop? Let's do it. Let's do it, man. You know what I mean? And it takes group effort.
Right.
It took a large group effort. We have to do it. All right? Read.
First Maccabee 2, verse 17 from the top. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Verse 8. Now therefore, come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also.
Okay, skip down to 24.
Khan. First Maccabee 2, verse 24.
Let me see, hold on. No, 23.
Khan, sir. First Maccabee 2, verse 23. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all the sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment.
So there was a Jew that said, you know, I see Mattathias ain't ate the pig yet or sacrificed to the altar yet. Let me just go ahead and do my thing and get out their way. You know, let me be a good Sambo and please, and you know, appease this white man.
Right.
Because Mattathias having a hard time over here appeasing master. Let me show you how to do it. Let me show you how to do it, sir. So like it. Let me show Mattathias how to be a good boy. But read.
Khan. Verse 24. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed. Was zeal.
Inflamed with zeal. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. That means he was like this. Goku status. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was trembling. You know how you get so mad, you go to shaking, and you know when you black, your eyes start turning red. Oh man. And you become Darth Vader. Voice get deep. This was what was going on with Mattathias.
Right.
All right. Read on.
Khan. Neither could he forbear to shew his anger according to judgment, wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Slew him. Traitor. What happened? Read on.
Khan. Verse 25. Also the king commissioner who compelled man to sacrifice, he killed at that time.
So he unallowed the traitor and the king's message boys. And guess what this started? What happened right here, y'all? The Maccabean revolt. And I'm gonna get into it more of it next week, you know, or next year. But I just want to show y'all why the revolt happened. But it had to be done. And the terrible and hardship and hard pains that our people went through during this time, man. It's not no normal. I mean, it's an ordinary day of observance, but you gotta understand, man. Which one was more worse, the Egyptians or the Greeks? You tell me, Kyle, or in the comment section, which one was worse? Which nation was more worse to our people, the Egyptians or the Greeks?
Greeks.
And how?
They destroyed them.
And what else?
They had our people, you know, sinning like crazy.
The Egyptians didn't tell us we can't keep our traditions, and we couldn't, you know, like basically try to take our existence out of this place, out of this world. Like they try to get rid of us, you know, and make us one people and stuff. The Egyptians want us to be slaves, but Esau, he wants you to be a slave, and he wants your spirit. He wants your body and your spirit. He ain't satisfied unless he have everything out of you, man. That would make them more worse than the Egyptians, man. And that's what make America more worse than the Greeks and the Egyptians, man. Because guess what? They learned from both of them and combined their practices together. And look how destroyed our people is. The Greeks couldn't take it all away, but America did. The only people that's really keeping the Israelite culture in this earth right now is the ISPK, man. Give it up for our school, man. Give it up. Y'all like and share the class, share this truth. ISBK Florida History class. My name is Preaching Officer of 1,000 Tamayo. I got with me Chubaka, y'all, and we out of here. Shalom.
Shalom.